Hey everybody, welcome into Northern Life here with Hunter and Ryan. I'm Briggs. Thank you so much for joining us on this Wednesday. We've got the whole band back together today.
Let's go.
I finally got friends.
You had to hold down the fort yesterday by yourself, Ryan?
Yeah, yesterday was a little lonely. You know, it's fine having Seth behind the camera downstairs in the booth, but it was pretty lonely up here. I was a little sad.
I think that's the first time for Northern Life, a one-show host.
Yeah, maybe the only time. I gotta find some friends for next time. Yeah, I gotta do some more digging around the newsroom to find a friend to come up.
Yeah, well, I was sick again yesterday, battling this cold, but Hunter was on a much more fun experience. He's back now. How was the big trip?
You were sick, and my trip was sick.
Yeah,
it was
the other kind of sick.
Right, exactly, different kind of sick. It was, oh my gosh, it was so great. We started off, by the way, I don't know if I've ever showed my girlfriend before. This is Kayla, by the way, so she's pretty awesome. And we went down to, we started off in Memphis. We went down to the zoo also in St. Louis. Memphis, we went over to Graceland. We went down into portions of the Sun Studio. Look at that, there's Jerry Lee Lewis behind us, one of her favorite artists. So taking care of business, that's Elvis Presley's slogan right there. So that was just one of the coolest things, was seeing Elvis's mansion, getting to tour that whole thing. Probably our favorite thing though was the Loretta Lynn Museum, and that was in between Nashville and Memphis. So cool, my gosh, this huge ranch. She bought a city when she originally bought this place, and she didn't know that she bought a city. So she's got like 7,000 acres in this city, and so it was so cool to tour the whole city and the ranch. Then we got to see the eclipse. We went to Nashville. We went on Broadway. We watched the eclipse from a Popeyes parking lot just in northern portions of Tennessee, and it was just so much fun. And the weather was beautiful. The entire time was just a great way to get away and see a lot of music-related things. It was just a blast.
Yeah, I bet. And the drive, how was the driving? You like road trips versus airplanes?
I do.
Obviously.
I hate airplanes, but we might have to take an airplane or get a hotel on the way back for that night. 'Cause we got back at like 6:30 in the morning, and then I got to work just a little bit after that. So I got a couple hours of sleep, went to work, and it's quite interesting how that played out. But we're doing fine. We're doing fine now. Yes, life is good.
Well, awesome. Glad you guys had so much fun.
Hey, thank you.
Can't wait to see more pictures. Coming up on today's show, we're going to have your viewer comments to share from the home show. Plus, Hunter got to meet a viewer all the way down in Nashville, Tennessee. I'm sure Kayla was like, oh my gosh, really? Right? Yeah, all the way down here, and Hunter's still getting recognized. No, they look like nice people.
They were super cool, yeah.
Tried to escape work, and you met somebody from work, essentially.
Too fun.
After that, for all you Outback Steakhouse fans, today's Does It Work product will show us how to make our own onion blossom in the comfort of your own home.
Is that like a bloomin' onion?
Yeah.
Okay.
Tasty.
Interesting. Well, let's get into today's talkers. Mattel is introducing a new version of Scrabble. The new double-sided board is designed so people can team up and play, completing goal cards at their chosen challenge level, making it a bit quicker game with simple scoring. Mattel says the aim is to make it more inclusive for anyone who finds word games intimidating. They found Gen Z also doesn't quite like the competitive nature of Scrabble to begin with, so maybe they're making it a little more approachable.
Sure.
I suppose. I was interested to see the pictures of this, to see the double-sided board, but now I see what they mean. It's like double-sided down the middle.
Oh, that makes sense.
Right?
Okay. Oh yeah, totally. Yep, there's the example right there. I didn't get it either, but now I get it.
But I mean, the Scrabble, I think, is supposed to be competitive.
Right.
You know, like you're going to have the biggest amount of points. After you spell words, you're supposed to be. You know, the way I grew up playing with my dad, I was like, Dad, can I look it up on the dictionary if this is a word? He's like, you should already know it. So you know,
it's cutthroat with you guys.
It's supposed to be competitive.
It is.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just it's softer. It's a softer version of this game. I've never played Scrabble before, so I've never No.
Wow.
I've played like Monopoly and stuff and gotten mad and almost hated everybody in the room, but not Scrabble before. So that's very interesting.
Yeah. Huh. Well, I'm not a big Scrabble player myself, but I love competitive board games. So I don't know what this Gen Z is
Hunter.
with non-competitive games.
Whoa, I'm just barely in the cut of the Gen Z.
Get your Gen Z group together.
That's the whole point. You got to be competitive. You got to make fun of your friends. That's what it's all about.
Why play a game if not to be competitive?
Exactly.
Right. 100%. Guys, so I was walking through Target the other day.
Yeah.
And sorry, that was so not the world's best transition.
That's all right. That's okay.
So I was walking through Target the other day, and they have this body wash now from Native. I believe the brand is called Native.
I know where you're going.
Girl Scout cookie scented body wash.
What?
And while you know you would think to yourself, this is fantastic. I would totally buy this. this coconut caramel one was so unbelievably bad.
Really?
When you eat a whole sleeve of Girl Scout cookies, I think the last thing you want to do is kind of smell like a Girl Scout cookie. You feel like the shame of having eaten a whole sleeve of Girl Scout cookies. I don't know anybody who would want to smell like a Girl Scout cookie.
No, listen, I generally smell like fried food just in general. But I don't want to add on any other kind of foods. Like you don't want to smell, I don't know. And people like when they have candles in their home, a lot of times they're like cinnamon roll and things like that. And you always you get hungry after you smell it. So I would always be hungry if I was, cleaning myself with that kind of stuff. It's super weird.
Remember the garlic bread candle we got at Applefest?
You're right.
And how good that smelled? Like, that's a nice candle smell, you're right. Maybe we leave it there. Same with the Girl Scout cookies. I don't know who thought that was a good idea.
I would say go give it a try for yourself. It's worth smelling, but the best one was the shortbread one. The shortbread one because it didn't smell like too much.
Okay. Needless to say, it's in your shower now.
It's definitely not in my shower. Did not end up making it to my basket.
A registered dietitian who spoke with the Huffington Post says there may be some health benefits to eating ice cream. Okay. Edwina Clark says that while it's true that ice cream is high in saturated fat and sugar, it can also be a daily part of a healthy diet. Clark adds that the protein and fat found in ice cream can help slow the absorption of sugar, which is better from a blood sugar standpoint than maybe eating something like gummy bears. You're also getting a little bit of protein and calcium when you eat ice cream. So we're going to hang on to that little fact.
Yeah.
Just remember that.
Stick to that one. I was also watching a guy on TikTok say when you go to Culver's, you should get the cheese curds because the cheese curds have a little more protein than something like French fries. Because of the cheese.
I like that.
Reason to get the curds.
Everything in moderation.
Coming up, we're sharing what you told us this past weekend at the home show. We'll be right back.
Welcome back, everybody, on this Wednesday. So, Hunter, it sounds like when you were down in Nashville, Tennessee, of all places, you still were able to run into somebody from the Northland or Duluth.
It was the weirdest thing. I was not expecting that at all. That's one of the cool parts about this job. You go 3 hours in any direction and you're anonymous all of a sudden, you know? So you go down to Nashville, you don't expect anybody to know who you are. And we're sitting in this bar and these two wonderful people come up to us. I should have known. I didn't see the UMD hat when he originally walked in the bar, but they came up and he's like, "Are you Hunter McCullough?" And my girlfriend immediately just starts laughing. She's like, "No way." And I'm like, "That's insane." They were just so nice, enjoying some awesome music with us. So shout out to you two for coming up and hanging out with us. That was a lot of fun. We did a little cheers and we went on about our business, but that was pretty darn cool to get recognized in Nashville.
Amazing.
Very strange.
Do you know if they were also there for the eclipse?
They did. So on the way back up, they saw it. It wasn't, again, because of the eclipse that they were down there. They were just down for vacation, but kind of like us, where they realized on the vacation that there's an eclipse going on too. So they got to see it in Indiana, I think, on the way back up. So.
Oh, that was a popular spot.
Yeah.
One of our other coworkers, Lucas, he was in Indiana at the Speedway to see the eclipse, and he said it was wonderful as well.
Must have been cool with the crowd.
Yeah.
And so while I was here alone yesterday in this empty studio, I was able to watch the Big Daddy's Burgers challenge, and it was a story turned out amazing. So big thanks to Keith and Seth and everybody who put that together. But I wanted to get your guys' initial thoughts after that challenge, or Hunter, after experiencing that challenge, since you were able to complete it and I was unable to complete it.
Oh my gosh, I think I'm still full from that, honestly. That was insane is what it was. I'm glad I started with the fries first, because I've done this before. My picture's up on the wall, and I started with the burger first, and I almost couldn't finish the fries, but I was able to finish it that time, and I finished it again this time. And like I said, I don't think I'm ever going to be the same. That was wild.
No, when we walked in and I saw the plates already sitting there, I set this one up for these two, and I actually felt bad. I was like, oh, this is more extreme than I thought it was going to be. Like, that's a lot of food.
I think the thing that hurt too was that while we were eating, these Briggs and everybody else ordered their own food in nice normal portions.
Yes.
Like, oh, that does look good.
Yeah, I was like, you guys want some fries?
No, we're good. We're good.
I could not.
The worst part is we had to then come back and anchor a 4 o'clock show. So me and Ryan, you probably weren't able to tell, maybe you were, but we were just, we were slow moving
Sweating, probably.
Sweating the whole time.
I spent 30 to 40 minutes laying on the ground in the office upstairs. I was like, if I fall asleep, I'm gonna be asleep the entire day. So I had to make sure I stayed awake, but I had to lay down. It was a lot.
Yep.
But it was still fun. It was fun to try.
And the food was amazing too.
Yeah.
It was worth it for sure.
Yeah, needless to say, clear your calendars if you have plans to go complete that challenge.
Yeah, my golly.
Well, let's get to some comments here. We had one from Mary who told us, I never miss a show. You three are so entertaining. Thank you so much, Mary. We really appreciate that.
Yeah, you'd love to hear that.
Yeah, that's so sweet. We got a lot of nice comments from a lot of folks. So
One of my favorite things is when they say the three of us are, we seem like we're friends. And I'm like, that's because we are friends.
We're feeling them. We got
We certainly are, guys.
We walk our separate ways immediately after this.
No talking after the show whatsoever.
It's really good acting.
Yeah, exactly. No, we love each other for sure.
Then this past weekend, it was really great getting to meet a lot of you guys at our Northern News Now booth over at the home show. We had a ton of people stop by saying they watch our show and were wondering where you were, Hunter. That was probably our most popular question we got.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
People asking where Harry was.
Yeah.
Sure, yeah.
Where Harry was at, and I know Kendall Jarbo is. People asked Kendall where the baby was at. Yeah.
That's cool. I wish I could have been there. That looked like it was a lot of fun and cool to always meet the folks that support all of us, and always fun to see all the folks out there. So
yeah, certainly is. And as for the other things that were shared with us, we do have a couple comments that we remembered. Sadly, we can't remember your name, so we apologize for that.
A lot of people came by.
There were a lot of people that came by, but we had one viewer who stopped. She was very sweet. She said, the word I'd use for your show is charismatic.
Aw,
thank you.
That means that we're real. That's cool, right? Is that, or what does charismatic mean? You got a good personality.
Yeah, pull that one on Scrabble just yet.
Triple word. I'm gonna play it on the triple word. But
we got charisma.
Yeah, charisma.
Yeah.
The Riz, as the kids would say.
Kids would say.
There you go.
For the older folks out there, the younger kids say Riz these days, as short for charisma. Yeah.
I like it.
A little informational fun fact for you out there today. And since we were giving away a KitchenAid mixer, a gentleman gave us quite the, I don't know if you call it kitchen hack, life hack. He told us that instead of just using butter or milk while you're making homemade mashed potatoes, you should mix in top the tater into that dish while you're preparing it.
That is such a good idea.
I could almost just eat that stuff out of the thing, out of the jar. You have a Doritos with top the tater.
Well, you do Doritos with the top potato. I've never tried that. I usually just do potatoes.
My goodness, that's dangerous. Okay. So even the fact you said that, I'm gonna have to make sure I don't drive by any grocery stores. That could be a problem.
Potatoes, top the tater. What could you possibly be making tonight?
Cart's looking full.
Yep.
Well, our final comment comes to us from Cindy, who said, nice looking haircut and beard trimming, Hunter.
Aww.
That's nice. Also, you both know that Briggs is playing hooky to get that shot at Survivor.
Did you?
Hey, no, I did not. I was legitimately sick, although it would have been very sick to be down, and trying out.
But are you sick because of a Survivor challenge you did for the show audition?
Oh, I wish. I put so much energy into it. I just had nothing more to give the rest of the week. No.
Wish that was the case.
Maybe someday.
Maybe someday. Well, thank you for those comments. After the break, we have this week's Does It Work?
Listen, we've all been there. Between cutting and battering, onion blossoms can be delicious to eat, but sometimes tricky to make. I've never tried to make it before, but that sounds like it's a fun time to try it.
It looks like it could be hard. You're probably right. So to help, the onion blossom maker is promising to make the restaurant-style appetizer from home.
Rachel Hackbarth puts it to the test in this week's Does It Work?
One menu item missing from Jared Gilbertson's restaurant, an onion blossom. While delicious, he says these can be difficult and time-consuming to fry up. This restaurant owner is going to see if the $9.95 onion blossom maker can really help you easily make restaurant-style fried onions.
Remove the onion, slice with the guide in here, so we gotta get that out.
Jared is placing the onion inside of the cutting guide so he can start slicing.
It's too big. We're gonna have to take back another couple layers.
With that minor adjustment, our onion now fits in the guide. This core cutter also removes the inside of the onion. Jared admits he does not have much experience in this department.
Yeah, this is interesting. I've never done this with the onion before. I've worked in kitchens a little bit, and then they were like, let's get you out in the front of it.
We're going to see if covering our onion in this batter helps.
Now it's just cooking. I don't know how to do it.
While that's frying, this chef is testing the device out for himself.
I just get down and dirty with it. I'm not gonna. I'm not gonna use any tools unless I really need to.
We're also cooking up an onion blossom cut by hand to compare the three.
So that's the one made by hand.
Yeah, that was without the guy. Ooh, yikes. Yeah, it's not done.
Meanwhile, Jared's onion blossom is just turning into a pile of onion rings.
Oh no. It's all falling apart. Wow, how do they do these?
These are the final three results. Jarrett's and the chef's both made with the device, plus his third onion blossom made by hand. Jarrett says it's pretty apparent this is a tool that requires some skills and practice in the kitchen.
It works for guiding and cutting the onion. If it's something you're real passionate about and want to give it another go, we keep trying and maybe it would turn out better.
For Does It Work, I'm Rachel Hackbarth.
I think he needed a little more passion for his attempt there, yeah.
I think we're all a little confused on what that guy had to do with the whole thing and why he was the one cutting the onions.
He seems like a cool guy.
He was the front of office. He was like the host guy.
Yeah. Oh, sure.
I think, yeah. He was just taking a stab and maybe leave it to the chefs, but he did his best.
That's true.
Jared's there for he's like the personality hire. I sometimes feel like a personality hire where, it's just you're there to make others feel happy.
He's got the Riz.
There
we go.
Maybe. I don't know.
Go, Jeremy, or Jared, or
Jarrett.
Jarrett with a T, with a T?
With a T.
Yes, with a T.
Nice to meet you, Jarrett.
If you're up here watching down in Wichita, Kansas, if you're watching our show, we'd love to meet you. But love a good bloomin' onion, like Outback Steakhouse. Oh man, I love onions in general.
And that special ranch, like the spicy ranch that they put in there, and just down the whole thing. It's the best.
Good stuff, yeah. I don't know if I would try making one at home.
Yeah.
I'll maybe leave it to the professionals at the restaurant, and hopefully they have maybe a better tool than the onion maker thing.
I wonder if you could do the same thing with an apple or something like that. I don't know why you deep fry an apple, but it sounds. Oh, maybe you would, with a little dessert or something. You cut an apple in there.
Sprinkle some sugar and cinnamon on there.
Yeah, a little caramel around the Halloween time.
There we go.
And before we go break quickly, we did have a comment from last week's Does It Work product from Kara here, who was talking about if you need that zipper fix, because we're looking at that zipper device, you should take it over to the Duluth Gear Exchange, because apparently they can help fix your favorite zippers on your favorite jackets.
Well, there we go.
Love to see that.
I have to take advantage of
You
that.
sure do. Well, after the break, we'll share a cute story for pet owners today, as well as a happy birthday message.
Before we go today, be sure you get out and celebrate National Hug Your Dog Day. Briggs and anybody out there that owns a canine, hugging your dog releases a feel-good hormone called oxytocin. Oxytocin, in which both humans and pups get to kind of benefit from that. It provides you and your canine a little boost as you bond. Otherwise, celebrate by taking Fido on an extra long walk or possibly to the park as well. It's a beautiful day to do so, at least early on today. So get on out there and do a little walking with your dog and give your dog a hug. You probably give Harry a hug every day.
Oh, I sure do, yeah.
Good.
Before I leave for the day, Harry and CJ get 4 hugs. I go back and forth, and I'm like, okay, bye, have a great day. You have a great day, too. And it goes on, and they're probably like, just leave, lady.
Every day is Hug Dog Day.
That's why you show up at 11 o'clock every day. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
A little late. Sorry, Paul. I was hugging my dog. But before we go, we wanted to wish my husband, Matt, a super happy belated birthday. His birthday was actually Tuesday. But since I wasn't here for the show, I wanted to make sure to say happy birthday. So I know, big 30, the big 3-0. I know.
What are we doing? Are we doing
right?
Party celebration?
We'll have to celebrate belatedly again.
Okay, there we go.
But very happy birthday to him, and thank you to everything that he does for me. So
Happy
thank
birthday,
you
Matt.
so much for joining us today. We'll see you back here tomorrow.
Find some time to throw a line, or just head outside to unwind. That's the life in the great North Woods. Hike or bike, whatever you like. Get out in the day, enjoy the night. Yeah, we got the life in the great North Woods. Yeah, we got the life in the great North Woods. Yeah, this is Northern Life.